This is my notebook από τη Khirokitia στον πλανήτη Άρη. Άρχισε το καλοκαίρι του 22 και τέλειωσε το 23. Towards the beginning of the 9th millennium BC, continental settlers arrived in Cyprus, bringing with them new plants and animals. Gradually, this population lost its connection with its motherland, and in the insular isolation developed a unique civilization known as the Cypriot Aceramic Neolithic, the laboratory of the future, enclosed area reserved exclusively for human habitation. The dead remained with the living, and death would not break the community cohesion. Wheat. Houses around open courtyards for grinding corn. It is the past that tells us who we are. Without it, we lose our identity. Wild acorn wheat was very hard to gather, as ears were loosely attached to stem, fell to ground before they could be collected. But due to a genetic mutation, the cells remain as a solid band on stalk, and wheat never let go of its seeds. These are just the first nodes. Just as ancient explorers were drawn to the sea, we are drawn to the horizon, a place where there is no beyond. The future is bioclimatic, the role and importance of sky in archaeology. There's archaeoastronomy. An astronomical alignment has been suggested, alignments towards the equinox. Here it is again, just as ancient explorers were drawn to the sea, so we are drawn to the universe. So Cyprus we came by boat. And Mars, just add water, no, just that. A habitat for Mars. These are notes by George Danos. When humanity settles on Mars, we will need to use locally sourced materials. Mars has loads of rich iron soil. Any habitats on Mars will have to deal with intense sun radiation, micrometeoritic hits, and thin, almost black atmosphere. Need isolation capsules. Would Khirokitia also be another source of inspire, taken by Neolithic age? Chironians are today's pioneers. This is Khirokitia. And this is Mars. I was really into the genetic modification of wheat. And bread is the first industrial produced commodity. And thinking about a performance and further knowledge is the most noble thing of humankind. The production line of making the bread. Khirokitia, estimated population 300 to 400 people. This is a VR innovation of the UNESCO WHS World Heritage of Khirokitia ceramic by the Larnaca Archaeological Museum. That's what it's. A mysterious visit, or what did Le Corbusier see at Khirokitians? This is Corbusier inspired by Khirokitia. I was fascinated by the story. Reporting having heard him repeatedly mention the dimensions and proportions of Cypriot buildings. This was in one of the books. The introduction. La visite de Corbusier. It's in the introduction. Bruno. There are sisters Mars, notes on Mars, The first sketches of making the dougani, the wheat thresher. Έχει επόξικο γύρο. Dougani και τι είναι? Αλωνιστική μηχανή που απολύεται από μια σανίδα και πλάκα από πυρητόλιθους για να τρίβονται τα στάχια. Και οι πυρητόλιθοι ήταν σαν πέτρες που πέφτουν από το διάστημα. This is a stencil of the first Cypriot writing. This is the sketches, the village, Mars, how the sculpture will be set, and how in the Stone Age, how a modern sculpture can reflect the Stone Age and the Moon Age. First sketches again of it. The wheat, η δέσμη με τα στάχια στην λευστηνιακή λατρεία συμβολίζει τη γεωργία, inspired by the round base of the sculptures. The round of the Neolithic village. A vertical field, that's why it had to be vertical. Enigmatic engraved pebbles for Gidea. That's why I keep saying it's like meteoroid stones made from asteroid rocks. The sky is falling, and a piece of it is falling onto this sculpture where it threshes the wheat. This is the team. Petros, Nikos, me, George, Ioanna, and Colin. The beauty of maths is that it is pure, and it's the pure cube of Nikos, which is in dialogue with mine. The right calculations can allow us to see over the horizon, the cube. It is like a puzzle with 1,000 pieces, a high probability of the algorithm to take us into space. Should we build on our cultural heritage when moving to Mars? We're not colonizing, but rehabilitating. A habitat on Mars, a Martian habitat, perhaps. Space simulation, all the notes on the performance. Suitcases, the hybrid seeds, the cameras on our shoulders. It's a form of space simulation. It's about how these two astronauts negotiate, collaborate, move into space. They create a sense of unity, yet there is a sense of individuality. Because this is on a live camera. A performance of social sustainability. Have they reached to Mars? Notes from Khirokitia to Mars, a video conference. This was our first attempt, and we kept it. This is Khirokitia, and this is Mars. Budget was budgeting. The pre-opening, there was going to be a public opening, and there was insurance of artworks, taking all the the seeds in test tubes. In many ways, human civilization shows its progress to plants, knowing which kinds of plants, seeds to harvest, or knowing which kinds of plants to breed as crops to grow. Futurologist. With genetic engineering, you can induce a mutation or genetically modify the plants on the cellular level. That's Nikos and I, with our little cameras here. We have to change the way we look at nature. Nature is a form of technology. Walking around Khirokitia for the performance video was projected in the second room. Most of the astronomical objects' names comes from ancient Greece. These are Kentavros, Pegasus, even the plants in our solar system. first went to do it, it was in October, and then we went again to do the final shooting in April. The performance, these are the screenshots, and we did a QR code so that we could show holding hands in hands and walking. We couldn't really see in those space helmets, reflecting all the surrounding to show the sustainable living, inclusive. This is η πρώτη μακέτα η Δουκάνη, first photo of urban with in the Mediterranean. How we're planning to show it, the projection, the Lugani in the open courtyard, the dialogue between Nikos Cube and the projection of the new Mars Khirokitia, the virtual reality. Our notes, Nikos sculpture, the VR video made by Colm and the group. We started the performance by the lions. This is opening speech. I saved it by Alkis Digios, who was the president of the Architect Association. A beautiful opening speech, dear friends and colleagues and honorary guests. It was a beautiful opening. A wall called Civilization Taken to Mars. This is notes by archaeologist Joanna. On the identity of the wall, the togetherness, that they lived without conflict, the first society which lived in peace, egalitarian, self-sufficient society with sophisticated methods, whose ways of life was again based on agriculture and the raising of domestic animals. This is our banner. It was at the Association Cultural in the Cyprus Pavilion. Get images, anyone can buy them online. Constructed, conceptualized landscapes. The asteroid. You could move them when we performed. They were like orbit, rotating 360 degrees clockwise or anti-clockwise. We moved, rotated them, we left our suitcases, our cabin bags, as we call them. This is the ending of it. These were our satellite units. That's us here on our satellite stations, actually, projected live with the audience seeing us, seeing themselves, all part of this performance. Our books were then exhibited at the pavilion, the book pavilion project, which was another beautiful project because I love books, as you can see. The voyage, changed by stars through the space in archaeology, sister planets in the sky, and this is with my brother, curating magical sibling moments. I couldn't have done all this. He was Odinatos Greikos, Petros, and Nikos, Cyprus National Pavilion. Cheers. Campari?